Hey guys, welcome to Gentle Pushers, the podcast. I am your host, Melly, and I am joined with a very special and dear co host today, my mom. Hi, mom.
Hi, son. And hi, everybody.
We have a interesting conversation for you guys today. We're going to be discussing belonging versus becoming. And
Great topic.
it has a lot to do with self discovery, and the state of being, and just a lot of coming to fitting in, belonging, and a lot of those things like that. But I would let my mom go ahead and give you guys just a little small, brief intro of her, just to say hi to you guys.
Well, hi. I'm pretty sure all of you guys watching know who I am. But again, I am um, Melvin's mom, and I'm so happy to be here tonight to share in this great conversation that I'm pretty sure is going to bring so much light to a lot of questions people had or wondering where I'm at and what is taking place. So this is going to be a great dialogue. So you guys stick around, share the video, tell somebody about it because this is going to be a very interesting conversation, something that you guys can feed off or you can even leave a comment. So let's get into it.
Perfect. Yes, like, share, subscribe, comment, you know, join the conversation, join the community, and let's journey together. So today's conversation is about the identity, growth, feeling seen. And of course, I feel like my mom is a perfect person to have this conversation with because um, from from the start of our journey in spirituality, religion, all those things, she's evolved in each different state. She's experienced belonging or trying to belong and becoming. Same as well as with myself, my personal journey, my personal experiences, and stuff like that. So, first, I do want to like define the words for us so that we are familiar with what it is and like what surrounds it. We can go with becoming. It's the evolving process of self discovery, the growth and transformation of the inward and the outward of shaping who you are. That's typically driven by your values, your experiences, and your school of thought. It deals with becoming, it deals with your evolution, your healing, your sense of agency, and your solitude. So that's something to keep in mind as we discuss these things. And belonging. Belonging is the experience of feeling accepted, valued, and rooted without the need to perform, to audit yourself, to change. Uh, to be accepted and welcome as your wholeness, as you are. Um, Dealing with sense of community, safety, acceptance, things around that line. So we have belonging, just being who you are and being accepted and welcome as you are. And becoming, I feel like, is a forever journey or a continuous journey of self discovery. You always tell me about reaching your highest consciousness, and I feel like that's what becoming is reaching your highest consciousness.
Well, I feel like it's very important to reach your highest conscious, especially with me starting off as a pastor in church, ministering the same. Now that I see, it was like the same cycle over and over, going to church Sunday after Sunday, the Bible study, the prayer meeting. And it's not that none of that didn't help because all of it played a part in my evolution, in my evolving, in my enlightenment. Um, but I also knew that it was more to that. I just did believe that we was just born to just go to church and afraid to die to go to hell, and that was it. And you had stipulations, and
Right.
I'm like, I used to always ask God, why would you create us like this and put all this stipulation on us
Mm-hmm.
that we can't do nothing, and if we do it, you're gonna turn around and punish us. That didn't make sense. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when free will began to open up to me, that if he given you free will, there is no judgment, but there are consequences to the choices that we make in life. So that's what helped me understand my higher self, my consciousness, and my awareness of who I really am in this earth and at this time, what type of being that I am. So being in religion, you are forced to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
You're tricked to do a lot of things. You're manipulated to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Of course, when you only see it one way, you're not going to see the manipulation, the tricks, or the force. But it comes right through the word. It comes right through us preaching.
Yeah.
And I can say myself, I used to preach these same things, being a pastor. Telling people, if you don't do this, God not going to do that. And as my evolving began to take place, I began to realize that this is not how this thing's supposed to go for me. Everybody has to walk out their own process, their own path, and they have to understand God for who they really are.
All right. I definitely agree with that. I was the wise son. I will always ask her open-ended questions because a lot of things. But it wasn't that it didn't make complete sense. It was just that there has to be more than what is being informed and what's being told. Um, for whatever the question was. It was just, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. This is how it's supposed to be. And like you were saying about going to Bible study and stuff like that, it was just like it was literally a cycle. Like you got Wednesday, Sunday, then you got a revival, and it's the same people doing the same thing, telling us the same thing, the same conferences, an anniversary, and it was just like, okay, all right, what's gonna be different? Like, what is more? It gotta be more. It's just like a rat race, not a rat race, like the turtle, the wheel that the guinea pigs be on. Yeah, like it's just over and over and over and over again. So that was definitely something that caused me to always question why.
I could recall one time sitting down was my former pastor, Pastor Wright. He asked me this question. Um, we were just having this open conversation about a lot of things because so many in ministry at that time began to have questions about the Bible and about what was taking place. And he said, what makes us think that our religion is the only true religion? And that thought stayed with. I never answered him. I just gave him a look because I never thought of it. But that question stayed with me forever. Even up to now, it always comes back. But my evolution of going and evolving has been awesome, but at the same time tedious, and at the same time it was not easy at all. It was not easy because when you get to a place of enlightenment and you begin to go down, they call it the rabbit hole, and you begin to ask so many questions to spirit about life, things begin to open up. There's a saying that says that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Mm.
So I began to realize that I was ready when I began to see things in a whole different way. I began to learn about a whole different being of who I am. I began
Yeah.
to see things totally different. Said I'm going through all of this here. What is happening with me? And then I was taught, don't ask why am I going through this. Ask what is emerging from this.
Mm-hmm.
What is happening out of this. And that's what I began to say. I know that religion, and this part here, religion and spirituality are totally two different things. Because religion, it's like a force. It's like something that you constantly do every day. Like we get up on the same side of the bed. We go to the bathroom the same way. We drink at the same time. We eat out the same bowl. That's kind of how religion is. But spirituality, you learn different things and from different people, and you get to a place where you realize that ain't nobody gonna save me.
Yeah.
I got to do this myself. God gonna help me when I get up and help myself.
Right.
But religions may tell you in a forceful way that you have to do it this way in order to be blessed. So, how many times have you questioned yourself about why I'm constantly repeating the same cycle. We was
Right.
told because you did something to make God mad, or
Mm-hmm.
you wasn't you didn't do what God say do, or you offended somebody. So religion to me is like walking on eggshells. I
Right.
better be careful what I say. I better be careful what I do because I need this blessing. I got a job interview coming up. I'm staying in a house because I don't want to offend nobody. Because if I offend somebody,
I
the
ain't gonna get
job ain't gonna be
right.
mine.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where I had to come from, and I used to really have a mindset like that because that's what I was emerging in. That's what my belief was in. It was formed in. Um, but I really thank God for Dr. Dana Davis. God bless that man. God, he was such a powerful instrument in my life, and I know in
Right.
other people's life. And he helped me with so much to understand.
Yeah.
So his spirit is so greatly missed. I'm gonna say his presence because we know the spirit is always there with us.
Right.
Present is always missed, but that's my part of enlightenment moving forward.
All right. Okay. So to get into our questions for further dialogue, um, there is, I guess, your from your experiences, how do you, what did you feel like? Did you feel like you belonged in throughout your experiences as you were becoming and evolving? Did you still feel like you belong in the places that you were?
No, there was no self belonging
Mm.
because I was considered an outcast. Oh, she doesn't serve God no more. Um, she's of the devil. All type of things was being said. So if I wanted to return back to religion, the way that religion handles you when you try to find your way, I wouldn't go back.
Okay.
If I had to go back, like, well, I'm gonna go, I wouldn't do it. I would stay out here with everybody else. Everybody doing their own thing. I wouldn't go back because
Yeah.
there is no love. There was pure judgment. There was pure outcast. There was pure lies. It's nothing that could make me return back to an old system
Right.
that is broken and people are constantly trying to repair it. When you try to go your way and do what you feel like spirit or God, whatever you want to call them, source, energy, whatever it is that fits you. A lot of people don't like that word. He's not an energy. We really don't understand the dynamics of it. There's so much that I used to criticize because I didn't understand it. And then when I started reading and getting a different mindset, I started saying, wow, whoa, okay, this makes sense now that my mind is open,
Right.
and a closed mind cannot receive anything. Anything a closed mind cannot. You cannot understand. You cannot learn, and you're gonna judge what you don't understand.
Right. And there's a quote that says, "Becoming is about building self."
Yes.
And even if that means being misunderstood in the
Mm-hmm.
process, and as we become who we are, self discovery, a lot of things that we were accustomed to, and even to take it a step outside of spirituality and religion, even when it comes to relationships with your family,
Yes.
relationships at work, relationship with your regular friends, a lot of things that you were accustomed to or something that you always did, as you discover who you are, as you become more aware of uh, different things like the way you would move, toxic habits,
Mm-hmm.
bad eating, bad money management, peer pressure, all those things. You become aware. You start to create friction
Yes.
and confrontation
Mm-hmm.
in those different arenas in your life, and it makes you think that, okay, I'm probably doing something wrong. Like, am I
Yes.
doing something wrong? And
Yes.
it's not that you're doing something wrong. Your eyes are now becoming open
Yes.
to everything that's around you. A lot of times we don't have self awareness. We don't know, you know, the right or the wrong way. When right and
Absolutely.
wrong is not a black and white thing.
Yes.
It's not a duality thing where this is, because who is to say this is right? Who is to say
Say
this
it's
is
wrong.
wrong?
You don't judge.
Everything
Mm-hmm.
pretty much works out for yourself in the way you believe it, because your belief pretty much dictates your life.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I like that the moving forward and understanding me was scary at some times. I had an experience called Dark Night of the Soul. Um, that's a very hard thing to go through because you're by yourself. There is no one to get up and call.
Yeah.
There is no one to say, pray with me, touch and agree with me, because I'm actually evolving, and it's everything that I knew is being ripped from me now.
Right.
Everything that I stood on is being ripped from me, and I had to learn that I got to get away from warfare. You're not warfaring no more. What are you fighting? You're fighting your lower self. You're fighting who you saying I don't want to become. So them thoughts that keep showing up. So I had to get away from all of that and try to sit. I remember my first time doing the meditation and just sitting there, and it was so quiet. I was like, this not gonna work. I gotta scream. I gotta yell. I gotta la, 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 la. I had to force myself to get into the practice of meditating. Because what I realized, meditation was not for me to get anything, it was to get me together, it was to calm me down, it was to center me. Once you become centered in who you are, and when problems come, you will begin to say, all is good, all this is working out for my highest good. It's all going to work out.
Yeah.
Everything is working out for my highest good. Whether it's what I want or don't want, it's all working out for my highest good.
Right. I have I'm not sure where I developed it or where I heard it from, but anytime I experience things or with myself or anything like that, it was like, what is happening? What is the situation? It's not happening to me, it's happening for me.
Yes.
What about
Yes.
this situation? What about what I'm discovering,
Yes.
what I'm becoming is happening for me. Like, yeah, I'm not a victim of what's happening. I am actually just a learner. I'm trying to see what it's exposing me to
Yes.
as I journey forward, as I become someone that I want to become, so that I can actually belong to the correct community, the correct group of people, that can pretty much like sharpen me, like make me
Yes.
feel accepted, make me feel wanted, and not worry about having to fit in, not worrying about not sounding like this person, not worrying about
Yes.
speaking like this person or
Yes.
talking like this person, dressing like this person. When you belong truly, they have a saying, those that mind don't matter and those that
Mm-hmm.
matter don't mind.
Absolutely.
It's just that simple. Where you belong is where you belong. You're accepted. But I
Yes.
do believe that you can become and belong at the same time.
You can. You can. Around the right group of people
Yeah.
and those who understand that. Because I'm not here. Religion had me thinking I had to save people.
Right.
My job was to save the world. I was so busy trying to save everybody till I was
Convert
losing
everybody.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
I was losing myself, man. I was there for, and I, mind you, I had an amazing ministry. The people was good to me, and I was good to them. It went both ways. But I had in my head, you got to save this person, you got to help this person, you got to be there for this person, you got to do this for that person. And I was literally burning myself out. My family, we was together, but we all had the issues going on within us. That you will have your children or your family suppressed because you unquote this leader, and I have to preach the gospel, and you got to be an example. You have to, we got to all lead by an example, and I believe that if you are that leader, allow your kids to just be.
Yeah.
Just allow them to be. Your children will make you move out of judgment. Because me as a mom, I'm not finna sit around and judge my kids because somebody else don't agree with what they're doing. My job is to love my children. My job was to raise them the best that I could, and allow them to find their own way, their own path, and walk their own, their way. Working, going to work, I'm coming into like meeting people, and there's one of my coworkers. Um, he called me a manifester. He'll call, hey manifester, I'm trying to get this job. I'm like, you gotta manifest your own stuff. But he'll say he manifested stuff for me as well.
Right.
But it was me just talking, and he picked up on it, and he was like, hey, I like that. And so we began to draw to one another as co-workers. And this is what being a light is. This is what being enlightened. This is what is allowing you to help other folks come around, to help people evolve. Remove the judgment. I don't have time to judge nobody. I don't care what nobody do. I don't care what nobody say. I'm worried about me, my frequency, my vibration. What frequency am I on? What energy am I releasing to attract things to me?
Right.
So that's where my enlightenment and my evolving is really taking me to.
All right. And just some reflection questions, some questions to think about. Um, when I'll it'll be three. First one would be, where do you feel most like yourself?
Oh man, when I'm out, when I'm out enjoying life and just being me, laughing. I remember when I started in the wine club. Oh my God, I was crucified. Jesus have mercy. Um, that was a hard part for me too, doing the wine. But now I could go out, and even if I just want to have a glass of wine, I'm fine. I don't care who sees me. I don't care who's around. It's me drinking. This ain't you. What you getting upset for?
Right.
So I feel most comfortable in a space where people has no judgment.
Right.
I feel more comfortable in a space where I can be me and don't have to worry about you going back to say, oh, she's supposed to be a God fearing person and this and that. There's no fear in God. You don't need to fear God. God is so much love. You can't have love and fear at the same time. He's so much love. He love. He has it has so much love, patience, and I think that's one of the other problems. We make him as to be human,
Right.
and he's not a human, and that's where we're messing up everything
Right.
because we want him to identify like us, and he's not identifying like us.
Right.
He's not even judging like us. We're judging our own self.
Yeah.
We're sitting somewhere judging our own self instead of trying to find the alignment of who we are. My most comfortable place is being around people who's solid,
Yeah.
being in places that we can laugh, we can have fun, we can have conversations, and it's still the same. You wake up, you go to work, no condemnation. You're not feeling that you have done something wrong.
Right.
You're not feeling that I can't do this because this person gonna say something. That's where my place is at.
Have you ever had to shrink or edit yourself to feel accepted?
Oh yes, a lot of times. Gosh, I did. I did. I did. Being in ministry causes you to scream. It causes certain things because you don't want to offend nobody.
Right.
You don't want nobody
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
You want to make sure everything is going the way that it should go. You want to make sure that, everybody goes home feeling good, but you going home feeling empty,
Right.
miserable.
Right.
You going home feeling like unsatisfied
Yeah.
because you shrunk just to make somebody else feel good.
Right. I definitely experience editing or shrinking myself to meet a standard or a social norm, a spiritual, religious norm, and have constant battles in my head and my mind, and not know exactly what to do, and just thinking that I'm just supposed to fit this little defined box. I'm this box, and I can't go outside. I can't do anything like that. In becoming, I wasn't able to stay in that same place. I wasn't able to stay in that same sphere um, as I began to become who I am, evolve, and experience life, and pretty much self discover myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the last question for this reflection would be, do I belong here? Or am I just tolerated?
Mm.
A lot of times I feel like we allow people to tolerate us to feel accepted, or just to be around someone, just to want to be in the group. Like, I'm going to allow them to, because people let you know when they tolerate you.
Yes.
The way they respond to you, the way they act around you, the way they speak and what they say to you. It's just like, all right, it's you'll see the social clues, you'll see the hints and things like that where I'm not welcomed, I'm tolerated.
Yeah, absolutely. tolerated by somebody that's not a good thing. I'd rather be by myself.
Right.
I'd rather sit in my house, go shopping by myself,
Yeah.
go to the movies by myself before I be in a crowd where you are tolerating me.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I have more fun by myself to sit there and because you can feel the vibe when it's
Yeah.
off. You can feel when everybody conversating but you, and you're just sitting there. You got to put on the smile or you got to put on the front. No, I'd rather be by myself.
Right.
Tolerating, allowing people to treat you any type of way is constantly giving energy and permission for others to do the same.
Right.
And then if you're not careful, fitting in to make somebody feel good, you will become so prone to that till you actually think you living.
Right.
And you're not living until you still feel this empty space. Like, why do I feel like this? And then somebody get mad because you don't do a certain thing or
Yeah.
you don't follow through on a certain thing.
Right.
So you're trying to make them happy and appreciate you.
Right.
When honestly,
Right.
it's up to me to do and choose how I want to live my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we gonna vibe together, we gonna vibe together. That's all it's gonna be about. Yes, we're gonna respect one another's space, but I'm not gonna shrink myself just to make you happy.
Right. I don't have to dim your light so that I don't have to dim my light so your light shines bright.
Yes.
You know, we
Yes.
both can shine bright. Like I think when I first got here, they was watching something on YouTube, and I'm just like, it's really money out here. Like it's enough money, it's enough energy, it's enough space for everybody to truly be who they are, and not feel like you have to be tolerated or allow someone to treat you some way just because a fear of not belonging.
Absolutely.
Because there is a group for everyone out there. You just have to be strong enough to step outside the social norms,
Yes,
strong enough
yes.
to become who you are and not be afraid of what changes you. Because you don't necessarily let go or lose your values or your
Yes.
morals, anything like that. You just become more aware of what's happening in your life, who you're interacting with, and how energy and how words, how faith, how all those things interact with each other. Because honestly, it's just terminology. If we think about it, it's just terminology. Because manifesting is nothing but faith, and faith without works is dead. You can't manifest something if you're not going actively, putting your intention towards it and doing what you have to do. Like, it's really just terminology, and it's really just you stepping outside of it. We spoke about the becoming questions, which is who am I becoming, and am I proud of them? Do you feel like you're proud of who you are becoming?
I am. I'm happy. I'm excited. Um, for me to take initiative
Mm,
and move forth to what I believe,
right. Yeah.
who I am.
Yeah.
Not trying to go back because you lose people. Now a lot of people disconnected themselves with me um, because of the teaching that I started getting on.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have felt some type of way to go back and say, you know what, I was wrong. You know what, this is you
Yeah.
absolutely. But I was refusing to because I liked it what I was hearing. I liked it what I was learning.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm gonna keep going. And the more I began to go, the more relaxed I began to get with things that I was encountering, having relationships and
Right.
understanding who I am. So I'm very comfortable with where I'm at, understanding that whatever I want, I got to speak it into existence,
Yeah.
and I got to manifest this thing. I got to raise
Yeah.
my frequency. I got to raise my vibration.
Right.
You spoke earlier about, you say there's money out here. I think people don't understand that money is nothing but a form of energy,
Okay.
and you get caught up thinking that somebody got more than you,
Right.
and that's where the inferior or the jealousy comes in at. Money is nothing but energy. If you pay attention, you selling somebody money, and it's in their account over a phone.
Yeah.
So it's not a paper. It's nobody, okay, give us 30 minutes. We got to walk this paper to the bank and put it in.
Right.
It's actually going through the system. It's energy. It's everything that is out here is energy. Everything, every single thing is energy.
Mm-hmm.
And once once you understand that you're creating your reality, you're creating what it is that you want in life, you will start think about your words, your relationship, your
Right.
feelings.
Yeah.
Because I want to say this: the universe doesn't know what you're thinking; it only knows what you're feeling. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever feeling you put out there,
Mm-hmm.
that's what is coming back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that the scripture for those that need to tie scripture to things. Whatever you sow is what
What
you
you
reap.
reap, absolutely.
So you put out the feeling of I'm tired, I'm broke. Like I even had to change the way I speak and the way I spoke about
Yes,
things. Like
yes,
I'm not broke, I'm not tired, I'm not over it, I'm not. You have to speak a life and feel life.
yes,
It's
yes.
not just a thing where you're just saying words. You
Mm-hmm,
actually have to
mm-hmm.
feel what you're speaking. You actually have to become what you're speaking. Um, so that's just a correlation, a bridge gap for you. And a question would be, what version are you leaving behind? What version of you are you leaving behind?
The fearful me, the old me of trying to do things the way others want it done.
Mm,
Um, People that was, if they see me, and it's hard to get me in church now. It is very hard. Um, oh, God is telling me to tell no, 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 no. Usually, I would have received that,
mm-hmm.
knowing that, but that ain't what I'm asking him for. That ain't
Right.
what I'm feeling.
Right.
It's no, no. We're not gonna go down that path. So I'm leaving behind not knowing who I am. I'm
Yeah.
leaving behind that insecurity of other people versus me.
Right.
I'm leaving behind
Right.
the instability
Mm-hmm.
of my relationship with myself
Yeah.
and my relationship with spirit
Yeah.
and my relationship with my family. I'm leaving
Right.
behind that old thing and now getting so centered and focused
Mm-hmm.
on who I am and what is taking place.
That was
And
good.
healing myself, so
That was
healing
good.
me before I try to heal anybody else.
That's good. That's it. They tell you when you get on a plane, before you can help anybody else, you have to put the mask over your own face.
Yes,
You
yes,
can't put the, cause if you have, like, even with my therapist, Dominique, she always tells me like, if you are pouring and nobody's pouring into you, or
mm-hmm.
you're, you know what I'm saying, you at some point in your life, you're gonna just dry out. You're gonna be
Yes,
burnt out, and you can't do
yes,
anything, because
yes,
there's simply nothing to give. As much as
absolutely,
you would want to, there's nothing to give. So it's always important to focus on becoming your greatest self, becoming your highest self, becoming
yes,
your most pure form self, which comes with changing circles sometimes. It comes with changing routines and habits. It comes with doing things that you would not normally do, off of the fact of that's not who you are anymore.
absolutely.
A question I would have would be, after you start your journey of becoming and evolving and understanding awareness, is it possible, or how do you go about finding or seeking out your new tribe or a new sense of belonging or community?
That's a good one. Um, mine's for me. It showed up. I went to one recently. Did it was a strawberry moon. A lot of people probably don't pay attention to that. And it was and I happened to get on social media, and it was a group having meditation under the strawberry moon. And I love meditation, water meditation. I said, "Oh, I'm going." And it was in Flamingo and Broward, and I went, and it was different cultures. It was different cultures, older people, and everybody was helping everybody.
Mm.
And as it was over, I was walking out. It was an older lady. She said, she just buried her father, and she was talking to me, and she said, "Have this your first time here?" I said, "Yes, this my and I really love it." She said, "Oh, you should try yoga." I know y'all always corrected me with that word. She said, "You should come and try that. It's very nice." I said, "Yes, I do want to get in it." And she began to share a lot of things with me, what the program offered, and also going going to University Truth is a very nice ministry. I love that organization because of the balance that it teaches.
Mm.
Something that he loves to say, I don't have your answer.
Mm.
What I'm teaching, you still need to go back and study for yourself.
Right.
Um, Compared to religion telling you what I'm saying, you better take heed and listen. So,
And in the same breath, tell you, you gotta study for yourself, or whatever the scripture
study
says.
to show yourself approved.
Right, but in the same breath, tell you this is what it is.
Yes. So I come into people that loves what I'm doing, and when I find them, I try to stay and connect with them. But what I like about it, it's not a forced thing. It's not you didn't come, so you're behind. It's not a forced thing. It's up to you. How far do you want to go? How do you need to be surrounded with this energy to help you overcome what you're going through?
Right.
I'm not saying that I don't like church. I love to sit and be around people, but people that are non-judgmental, and that's going to be very hard in Christian. I'm sorry. Oh my God, you better not walk in there any kind of way. It's very, very hard, and that's why the Christian church is shrinking now. People literally are going because of maybe leadership, or they still afraid to walk away. So as for me, it's not hard. That tribe is out there. It's out there. Or either you start your own. You just get up and you start talking, and people start gravitating towards you. So it's not hard, because there's a lot of people out there that are looking for freedom. They are looking for love. They are looking for friendship. They are looking for somebody that's going to value their friendship in their time.
We tapped on this a little bit, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about it. The grief of losing belonging and the loneliness of becoming. I guess I'll give my little 2 cents of the grief of losing belonging. I don't really necessarily know if I really experienced that to a point. I think I probably did. And it felt like losing love, like losing your safe space, or what you thought was your safe space. And then as you were becoming, like, the more you put up those boundaries, and the more you set those guidelines of how people to treat you, and what you're accepting, what you don't accept, then that does become lonely, because
Yes, it does.
people think you're confrontational, or people think that you think you know it all, or you think you snobby. No, I'm just not allowing you into my space. I'm not allowing you to treat me any kind of way, or put your negative energy on me. So that those two are similar in feeling, and that's something you do have to experience regardless, when it comes to becoming and trying to belong. As you become, you're not going to belong at that old sense. So it's going to be a process and a transitioning time of being lonely in your becoming.
Absolutely, I agree with that, because going through, because like I said earlier, I really had some good people around me. So them exiting out, or I'm moving away, I'm doing me and they doing them, it was very hard. It was a hard, tedious thing. There was no falling out of negativity to me. Um, that was done. It's just that as I began to shift, some couldn't take it. They couldn't understand the shifting that was taking place. Um, and so I had to allow it to flow through that. I had to allow it to just go. I had to allow it to separate. I had to allow what it was doing was showing me how tied I was to individuals. Because sometimes you can be so tied and tuned into people till you will forget who you are. And any relationship, you can call it like death if they really meant something to you. Losing someone in a friendship, relationship, whatever it may be, it will bring some kind of sadness or some kind of disappointment or anger your way. But after a while, you begin to grow through it, and you don't see that individual as a negative thing. Because now I realize that everybody played a part.
Yeah.
I came into your life, you came into my life. We all played a part. Everybody that we're meeting is a part of the journey.
Yeah.
They're a part of the journey. They're a part of the process, and they're on their path. And we was all meant to cross each other's path. What did we get out of that crossing?
Yeah.
What did we learn from one another?
Yeah.
What did we get? Was that person a help to you, or was you a help to that individual? Was it the same thing? So it takes maturity to get up and say, you know what, they was good. It's no hard feelings. Even if it was, you still look past it and you constantly just move on, because you learn that harboring anything in here stops your ability to attract the wealth that you need in your life.
Yeah. That's really good. That's definitely good. So as you become aware, as you understand, and as you grow on your journey in life, there are like they say, there's phases in life. Like you have people in your life for a season and this, that, and the third. Those seasons unfortunately come to an end because of growth.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's not a negative thing. It's not a
Not at
bad
all.
thing. It's just it's just the way it happens.
That's it. Gotta let it happen too.
It just happens. And if you try to stay somewhere where you don't belong, as you're becoming, you're gonna be so frustrated.
Yes,
You're going to be so miserable.
Yes.
You're going to be grumpy, mad.
Yes.
Anything you try to put your hands to, your heart to, you're not going to be all in it because you're in such an uncomfortable position.
Yes.
And a lot of times when we experience things in life, some of those life situations are pushing us out of our comfort zone, out of the sense of just belonging, knowing that you want more, but I'm all right with the people I'm around. I'm okay with what I'm going on. I'm happy with it. And unfortunately for yourself, that's not going to work out for you too long.
Absolutely.
You're going to end up clashing and end up bumping heads.
Absolutely.
And like you said, you pretty much create your spaces. You create your spaces because as you become aware, as you become to venture out and understand those pathways, those people, you're going to connect with them. You're just, as like you said, when you start talking, when people start talking, they find ways that they're connected to people. And they're like, you know what, I like your energy. I like the way you talk. I like the way you do this. And it creates that sense of starting over again, but in a good way. And I don't feel forced. I don't feel like I can't say too much or do too much. And this person can look at me sideways. Not at all. It's just a question that I had was, can you belong as you're becoming? And I think I just answered my question. You definitely can belong as you're becoming. I think it's like an old saying, like we just passing through people's lives, different situations and stuff like that. And to pretty much wrap us up, you are allowed to outgrow what once felt like home. You're allowed to belong to yourself first. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen. It has to happen. It's a part of life. It's a part of it. Change is going to happen for you. How you respond to it determines how it affects you. How you respond to your becoming pretty much dictates where you belong.
Yes.
And if you don't respond well, you respond from a negative place, you'll be in a stifled place. You'll be in a place of darkness, quote unquote.
Trying to figure out who you are and not allowing that stuff, not allowing yourself to emerge to your higher self. And it's very important to have conversations with people. And it's all right for you to believe different from me. We don't have to fall out because I believe something different from you. There's a saying, when you little, it's a fight. I came into this world by myself, and I'm gonna die by myself. And all of we say all these little crazy things that we'll say, and it's true. So you're leaving this place, and you're not taking nothing with you. Nothing is going with us. Nothing is going with us. And so when you do get on the other side and you get the chance to look at everything you could have done,
Right.
but you chose not to do it based on what somebody else will say or
Mhm.
feel about your
Mhm.
choosing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we would feel like, oh man, I could have had all of that. I could have did
Right.
all of that. I could
Yeah.
have went there. I
Mhm.
could, man, my whole life, I'm seeing my whole life from the other side. Look what I missed out on.
Right.
And it's all because we trying to live perfect for somebody else.
Mhm.
We can't live perfect for nobody else. We cannot live to please nobody else. We
Right.
all have to go ahead and create what it is that we desire to do. I look at each one of y'all. I look at you on your different path. Telvin is on his path. Maya is on her journey, and Kelvin is on his. But you all are my children,
Right.
and coming from my womb to birth you into this world
Mhm.
and to raise you to the best I know how. But each one of you, when you got up, I'm gonna choose this way. I'm gonna
Yeah.
choose that way. I'm gonna choose what I'm gonna do on right now because it's me not. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
There's not a single thing that I can do about the choosing of anything that is taking place
Yeah.
with my kids. But the love would never change. It grows stronger,
Right.
and it makes you even just thank God for them and constantly ask the Lord to continue to cover and protect. I'll never stop praying for them. I'll never stop lifting them up before God and speaking blessings over their life.
Yeah.
But
She
each
still
one
pray.
of my yes, I do. I
She still
still
pray.
pray. Each one of my kids have their own path that they are taking, and they're doing amazing.
Yeah.
They're doing tremendously amazing.
I was when you were speaking about going leaving this world, whatever. I was thinking about a conversation I was having with somebody, speaking about how in high school I wish I did more.
Yes.
Like I wish I was more involved in high school, but I was so focused on being belonging in church. Like
Yes.
I didn't do any extracurricular activities because
Yes.
I just wanted to be in church, involved in church, do stuff with church. And when I looked at it, it was like, dang, I could have did this. I could have
Yes.
did that. I didn't even try. It was just like I never tried or anything because I
Yes.
just church. Church. I gotta go to church after school. I can't stay. I can't be here. I was so afraid of missing something or being a part of what was happening when that was always going to be there. Like that was always going to be there. I could have been something totally different. No regrets, of course. But at this point, just like now moving forward, see something, want to do something,
Go
experience
ahead and do
something,
it.
go for it. Like it's a group of people. It's a group of others. Like there used like the whole idea of when in church was going through something because you have to go and share it with somebody else. You got to
Yes.
share that experience with
Yeah.
someone else, and that never made sense to me. But taking that aspect as you become, someone else is also becoming.
Absolutely.
So you're able to grow and find community. So you don't have to be afraid of letting go what was. You never have to be afraid of letting go what was because there's always something else out there. There's always better. There's always something more aware, something more tangible, something more of a positive experience than what you are accustomed to and used to. The world is huge. The world is big. You don't have to get stuck in one place, one area, anything in life.
You said that it's so funny. All of the manager jobs that was offered to me when I was working when I first started church, and I couldn't take them because you in ministry. So you have to turn down a lot of opportunities that could have shaped your desires and your dreams where you're
Right,
going.
right.
So you're looking towards it and just excited about life now. Everything is totally different.
Right.
And knowing who I am makes it a whole lot better.
Yeah.
Understanding who I am as well makes it a whole lot better.
So I invite you to journey. I invite you. I meant to say journal.
Mm.
I invite you to journal. I invite you to think about becoming, thinking about where you belong. Like evaluate your relationships, your friend group, your business group, your family, your spirituality. Evaluate these things and see if you are being exposed and you are actually tapping into your higher self. Are these relationships, are these outlets improving my life? Am I learning more? Am I becoming more aware? Am I take a moment to self reflect? Think about it. What is surrounding me? What am I in the middle of? Do I actually belong? Am I feeling tolerated? Am like what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Look at it. Take a different perspective. Just sit out. Do
Yes.
change up some stuff and just see if you're actually growing. If you're actually becoming who you desire to be. And even if you don't know what you desire to be, are you changing? Are you evolving? Are you growing? Are you just in the same place you were months ago, weeks ago, days
Years
ago?
ago.
Exactly. Like if you're still in the same place, you're not becoming, and 9 out of 10, you probably don't belong there.
That's
You're
right.
just there
Yeah.
out of comfort.
Yes.
It's familiar to you. You
Mhm.
I've been doing this for so long. Change it up, switch it up. It's not it's not the end. Thank you, Mom, for joining me. I do appreciate you. I've been trying to get on my own podcast for like a couple of opportunities. But I feel like this was the perfect start.
Absolutely.
Not rushing it, taking the time, planning it, writing it out, studying. I had to study. I started studying again so that I'm able to actually have actual dialogue. It's not being rushed and it's,
Yeah.
so I do appreciate it. And then when it comes to talking to my mom, we can talk because we have different perspectives and we just, of course, we agree a majority of everything. But it's just we always have this. Okay, what about this? What about that? What about this? So I had to be prepared when I talk with her. She won't be the last time. She will be back as I grow, as I become where I want to belong. Um, Thank you again, Mom. I do
Thank you,
appreciate you.
son, for having me. I appreciate it. So that's good for those who always want to know. What's she doing? Do she serve the Lord? Did she leave it yet? Now you know where I'm at.
You heard it first.
You heard it from me. I still love the Lord with my whole heart.
And she still prays.
But I
still
just in a
prays.
whole different form, a whole different belief, and a whole different mindset.
Definitely. So until next time, let's be gentle. Thank you guys. Nervous.
For what?
I don't know.
You've been doing this. I should be the one nervous.